Hi there, my name is Andy. I run this ZDSPB CAD file post, and I want to make this video real quick just to show you how to work with the files and how to do some of the kind of basic file management stuff that comes associated with them. Because I get a lot of questions related to how do I download, how do I access the files, because your internet browser might not interpret the file correctly. So I'm just going to show you real quick how to do some basic stuff. So right here I'm on the main page. I'm going to click into, I don't know, like this generic files here. This is a good one because it has a whole lot of different file types. It has this SAT file, which is probably the most common that you'll see because it's just a generic 3D file format that's used by almost everything out there, all the 3D software. So this brings me to the first point that I have to demonstrate, which is that in order to download these files, you really have to have a computer or a laptop with a mouse, because you have to have a left click and a right click, because you have to be able to get into this context menu. You can't really download this stuff on your phone because well, I guess you could download it on your phone, but you wouldn't be able to do a lot of file management with the files very easily. So really what you have to do is take your mouse, and if you were to hypothetically left click on this hyperlink, you'll see this is the problem most people get, is that your web browser, which in this case I'm using Firefox right now, the web browser will interpret the SAT file, which you can see is a SAT file right here. It interprets this as text. And you don't want that because this has no use to you. It's just a bunch of random coordinates. So go back, and you have to go to this hyperlink here, and you have to right click on it with your mouse, and you have to hit Save Link As. And when you do that, it's going to ask you where to download it to, and in this particular case I'm just putting it on this temporary files that I use. Smart Parts 45 Grips demo. I'm just going to hit enter, and oh, I guess not. I have to hit save and then it's going to be downloaded right to this file. And this is it. You can see that it is, if I open it up, you can see that the file format is a .sat, and that's what you need, because your software will be able to manipulate that. So really at that point you can take that file, this SAT file, and you can open it inside of whatever software you want, 3D software that is, and you're good to go. So I'm going to click on one of these other file formats like this Inventor file. Like here's you know, a burst disk on a tank. If you click on this, which is an IPT file, Firefox or your web browser theoretically does not know how to interpret this IPT file. So in this case, it's not going to open it up as a text automatically. It says, hey, this format is so different, I don't know what to do with it. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to open it up directly, or do you want to save it? And from this point, I recommend you save it, because this way it will appear in your downloads, and you'll have access to it in the future. If you open it up, I don't know what will happen to it. It might get saved on your computer someplace else, but you probably don't know either. So, obviously on this particular situation, since I have this software installed, it gave me the thumbnail picture, which is nice. So that's some of the basic stuff. I'm going to go back to vertical regulators. This is a little bit different because these file formats, even though they're also SAT files, which again, this is probably the most common file that you have, this is obviously an assembly of many different part components that have been collectively output as one single CAD file, which looks like this. So with these, the process is the same. I'm going to right click on it, I'm going to hit Save Link As, and just save that right there. And then once it downloads, it's taking forever. There we go. Okay, so now you have this file. Again, when you open this up inside of your CAD software, whatever you choose, it'll probably come in as multiple different components. They might come in as an assembly that looks just like this. That would be ideal, but you won't have any of the constraints that are linking anything together. So you'll have to go through and put everything back where it belongs on your own. There's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it is. But at least then you have the file and you can do whatever you want with it. The last thing I'm going to show you is just a different web browser. This is not Firefox. This is Internet Explorer. So if you open this up with Internet Explorer, some of the nomenclature is going to be a little different because it's just a different type of web browser. So some of the stuff that they use to explain things is different. For instance, if you were to right click on this, it says Save Target As instead of the other software, which I think said Save Link As. But the process is the same. I'm going to hit Save Target As for these grips. It's going to ask me to save it as a HTML document. Let's try that. I'm going to hit save. Oh, look, that's not going to work because that's going to bring it in as a text file. So I'm going to delete that. Let's go back. So what you have to do in order to save this file is right-click it, hit Save Link As, and you have to actually type in the extension, which is .sat. Grips has been downloaded. Now it says here at the bottom of the screen, .sat is downloaded, and this should be correct. What did I download? Grips? Yeah. So there you go, bottom of the screen, and Windows 7 is what I'm using here. Windows 7 says it's standard ACIS text, which is the SAT file, and that's what you want. So depending on the browser you're using, you may have different terminology based on this context menu where it says save link as, save target as, save file as. Whatever it says, you've got to learn how to figure that out. I'm not a tech support guy, so I can't really help you when it comes to that stuff. But hopefully this steers you in the right direction. Hopefully you can figure some stuff out and you can get these files, and then you can start tinkering around with them. Cool. So I think that's about it for this video. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you need any assistance. My recommendation would be to post it here in this YouTube page because there's probably lots of other people that are also viewing these files here on the website that may or may not have more experience downloading this stuff than I do. But hopefully you can get your answers. Cool, thanks. See ya.